So if you've got loads of dried flowers left and you've got time, you can make yourself a hand tie, or of course you can do this in your own time. These bunches are quite big and you might not have used that much if you've just made a little buttonhole. So if you feel like making a hand tie, I'll show you how to make one. So you've got all your materials and you want to spiral, but I would start with having some corn in twos so that you can get a bit more vision with it. You can bring in a bit of this Thalaspi, obviously as our greenery. And so first of all, we just want some Thalaspi both sides of the corn. And as you can see at the moment, the stems are just going straight down. And then I'm going to bring in some lavender. So now I'm going to start the spiral. So I'm going to bring the stems over my shoulder, lift that up so you can see, over my shoulder, and then the stems are flying towards you and away from me and into the hand tie, and I open up my thumb, bring it in and open up my fingers, and then that's how the spiral, all the stems will start slotting round that way. So with the dried, it is much easier if you have like little clumps of flowers rather than just one stem, and do exactly the same. So come over your shoulder, bring them in and try and get these stems locking into position. So we've got lots of Thalaspi, so we can bring in big clumps of this, and now I'm going to bring in a little bit more of the corn. So you know, it always keeps flying over your shoulder, bringing in. And now I'm going to give this a little twist now. So to do that, I take my right hand and I grab the bottoms of the stems and then let go with my left, and then I can twist it with the right, and then I can re-grab with the left. I'm going to bring in a bit more flour, which is, again, it's the same thing, so it's coming over your shoulder, shooting in, opening up your fingers and letting that flowers into position. I've got lots of lavender that needs to go in, so that's going to come through. Some grasses. So think about your colour distribution going through, but it might just be that you've got a few bits left, and it's good practice to make a hand tie. We haven't done too many of them. We will do when we're back at school. And then keep bringing in your bits and pieces. And then I've done another third now, so I'm now going to turn this again. So with my left hand, I'm going to grab the bottom, hold it, let go with my left, and turn my right, and then re-grab again with my left hand. And because these are just dried flowers, they're just so mismatched really. You don't need to be thinking too much about what goes where, but I did just talk about colour distribution, which is important really. The only thing we've got is the pink, so we just need to make sure that there's enough pink going all the way through. And he's broke, so we can push him up. And we just keep going. So there's lots of more lavender than anything else really, so just keep adding that in. And you can see that this is what the spiraling is you can see all the stems are locking in the same way, rather than bringing in some stems this direction and then that would be a crisscross, because you can see they're crisscrossing against each other. We want the stems to go the same direction, so it's away from our body rather than in. So once your design's finished, you can see that's what it is. You're happy with the placement of everything, but I think really if you're doing this, I'd be happy if you just practice the spiral and didn't worry too much about your placement. But then you need to, once you're happy, is you need to tie this off and cut your stems. I haven't got any string, so I'm going to use this wire again. If you do happen to have some string at home, use it though, it will be easier. And to do that, you need to wrap the string around the back, pull it round, wrap it round once and twice, and then you'll have one end here, one end over there, and then you can lay your design down. And you've got both ends which you can give a pull and then tie them in a knot, pull it tight, and then do another knot on top to be nice and secure. And then trim the ends of your string. And then these we just need to make level. If we was doing it in real life, we'd want 2/3, 1/3, and what I mean by that is from your binding point to the top of your bouquet is 2/3. So then you can half it, which then that becomes 1/3. This is another third, and we want a third at the bottom here. This is how our bouquets stand up when we do the aqua packs. And that's nearly there. It's not too far off. So we've got 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay, so 2/3 above the binding point and 1/3 below. And there we have a little dried bunch.